Hello, 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 my frosty, foxy friends. Happy Monday! How's everyone doing? How was your weekend? Well, technically, if you have a job that celebrates today, which is Memorial Day, you're still on your weekend, so your weekend's still going. So hopefully it's good. But how's everyone's Monday been so far? Let's ask that question. Hopefully pretty good. Tell me about it while we finalize getting set up. And as always, I like having my gamer light on. So, just in case anyone is curious, this is my tunes playlist, which I've played on Monday many times before. I really kind of need this energy, so we're gonna stick to that, just so there's no like weird expectations. Um, yeah, I feel like it's been a while since I've listened to it, and I just really kind of need this energy. Um, what else? Also, it feels like it's been forever since I've done Monday Mini Time because last week was the end of a season in Destiny 2. And so I was just like, I got to do my Ascendant challenge. And so canceled Monday Mini Time to stream all of that nonsense. So whenever I miss a week, it always feels like it's forever before we get back to this. And the lights and everything on, it is a little warm today. So I'm going to adjust my fan real quick. There we go. All right. So today we are continuing the stretch goals box one specifically. Until we finish this box, we're not going to move on, and all of them are in this pamphlet. All the minis, how to build them. So I'm thinking of what we can get into. I know I'd like to do another prop, both a small one and a fairly decent sized one. Let's see. I think I want to do the fountain. Some of these are going to be very, very simple, very quick. So we're going to have quite a few. We're going to have a little bit of a spread here. I'd like to do one of the ghost minis because there's a few of those. I think I might either do the Barghest or the ghost woman. And then we're going to have a big mini, which I do believe is going to be the flesh golem. I'd like to do the denticle and the paladin. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling those ones. So, all right. Let us start. What else do I want to do? Because that was only one prop. Do I want to do like one of the ballista? That could be fun. You know what? Let's do that. Okay. So we're going to start with the fountain here. Let me get this set up. Mini Monday, Eli. And we're getting into it. I was just looking through the list to see what I felt like getting, a handle on. Um, Maybe it'll stand over here. Possibly. it's doing it. I need something to keep that at bay. Will that work? No. Too light. Too light. You know what? This is fine. That'll do. All right. Let's transition. Hand camera. And we continue the box. Which is a mess. But it's okay. It's our mess. It's allowed to be. I'm almost positive this is entirely the flesh golem. So, probably need you. Whoops. There's the plant that I want to do. Thank you for the follow there, Sailor Mari baby. How are you? Hopefully you're having a pretty swanky Monday. Is that it? No, that's part of the throne. It looks like a fireplace. So where are you? So many little pieces. Ah, so it is this one. I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeling a lot better that I'm able to enjoy and actually get into this Monday mini time. I canceled last week to do a different stream. And it always feels like whenever I do that, getting back to mini time it feels like forever. So just excited to get into this, figuring out what I'm going to assemble and then prime. And then I get to think about what I'm going to paint it next week. So also very excited because in the other game that I usually stream, Destiny 2, I went solo flawless finally. Like, oh my god. Yeah, that's the piece I need. So, hype for that. Alright, this is all I need for now. I do... You too. Thank you, Eli. It was terrifying. So, to say the least. Alright. Let's set that to the side. And the first thing we're getting into is this fountain, which I believe all the pieces should be here. Uh-oh. Well, so they've done some rework as far as like when you get your trials card. If you go Mercy now, if you haven't gone flawless for the week, you basically get 3 tries to go to the lighthouse. So you basically get 2 oopsies, and then your final third one, your final attempt. And so I got to match 7 with all 3, came across 2 really, really strong teams, lost them, and was basically on my last chance. And Yeah, went flawless. So it was awesome. Yeah, if you want to do that, Sailor, Mari, exclamation point, Pokestart. There you go. What'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you get? Sobble. Nice. That is a strong Pokemon, especially when it's evolved. Right. So, let's see. K2, K3. Which are these two? Right. So yeah. Hi, to anybody new, I am Axel Frost, also known as Frost Effect, hence the fusion of the handle, because Axel Frost is my RL name. I am a variety streamer. My big games are Destiny 2 and currently finishing up endgame stuff for God of War Ragnarok. I am also into the tabletop role playing space. I like games, so I just share everything that I do. And I'm also an aspiring voice actor. So please, if any of that sounds like fun or a good time, I'd love to have you around. With that said, gonna repeat myself with I really need this tunes playlist today. I usually play this once in a while, but I actually have a Monday mini time set, which is more like tavern fantasy songs. You know, just part of the mood. But I kind of need this vibe right now. So, done. Going to let that cure. Then this is the disc, and that is the very tip. How have your streams been, Mari? I've been trying to pop in when I can to, say hi and lurk, but life's been a little busy. That is a strong anchor, so I do have to cut it. They've been pretty good. I'm glad. That's awesome. This piece is supposed to go through here. That's really the big thing, is having fun. Okay, that is supposed to go there. However, they want it to go all the way through, and it is just ever so too tight. I don't want to try and force that through. I might have to. Grab my multi-tool. Use a set of pliers. Hopefully. To talk about tabletop role playing game news, it seems like the new system that Critical Role is putting out, Darrington Press, their game company, is really setting up to shake up the world. I'm already seeing a lot of videos on it. I haven't seeing the videos. I haven't watched them yet, but it seems like there's a lot of high hopes. And I'm here for that because after what Wizard of the Coast did, I don't know if they're going to be able to get that trust back. Truly. Hey, Hachidori, welcome to the fun. You are just waking up. How are you doing? Other than processing the trauma of waking up. Unfortunately, you'll never trust Wizard again. Yeah. I don't know. I might actually have to, like, take a drill and loosen this. Yeah, coffee time is important time, Hachi. And on you. But for anybody who happens to be new to what Monday Mini Time is, Monday Mini Time is essentially a moment for me to build and paint minis and showcase and share any kind of techniques to talk about basically anything, but ultimately spend time with you. Hang out with you. If you've got your own minis you want to work on, if you've got your own little projects, it doesn't have to be miniatures. It can be whatever you want. Or if you just want something to vibe to while you're working on stuff. Everybody's Monday is different, especially since most of the time people would be getting home from work about now. So I think I'm going to have to get a drill. I really don't want to do that. Can you just fit? See, because what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to go through this disc and then glue into here. So then it's one piece. I don't want to say that too loudly. My knife point in it? No, because it's such a tiny hole, and I just don't have anything as far as a knife, small enough. I would have to drill it out a little bit. Yeah, like they made this tight. Hmm. I don't think I have anything I can use. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to go get my drill if I want to do this. All right. Share stream for like 2 minutes. BRB. Wow. All right, let's see if I can make something work here. You look like you are the right size. Come out. There we go. Been a minute. All right. Now, where did you go? There you are. Pair sizes. That is still slightly bigger, but don't do this at home, kids. There you are. Nope. Still got to loosen it up just a bit more. This is a rarity. Normally I don't have to do stuff like this. So. Extreme Mini Monday, exactly. You know, sometimes things change. That's better. Okay. Thank you, Tools. I appreciate your assistance. I'm going to set you to the side just in case I need you again. Shut my door. Mari, I'm loving your emote so far. We do get silly here sometimes. Okay. Now that we have penetration, is that the word I want? I really don't think that's the word I want, but we're going to go with it. We're silly all the time, Eli. Yes, I am aware I said sometimes. No, we're silly all the fucking time. Okay. Hopefully that is the only time we have to use power tools this session. All right, next piece, which is the floor. Which is all ripply. It's cool looking. Because that's supposed to be the water. I get it. This will be really interesting to paint. Which, speaking of paints, Eli, I know you've got some minis you've been wanting to work on. So what you working on? That's right, I'm going to call you out. Your Frost Giant? Oh, that's going to look awesome. Joke's on me. It sure is. You got me. You got me good, buddy. Realized I haven't hobbied in a while. It's important to hobby. It's like, if you don't hobby, it's basically, the equivalent of spiritual suicide. You know? Something you just gotta do. Granted, migraines do put a hamper on that. I understand that. Set you to the side. And now we need all of our walls. Make sure we want to clean off any burrs, that we have a nice flat surface to work on. I'm satisfied with that. And is there a specific way this is supposed to go? Does not appear to be. So we're going to wing it. Oh no, meant like you said, it's spiritual suicide. It also doesn't help to prevent, yes. When you're stressed out and, you haven't done the things that help you de-stress, yeah, I get it. See, that snaps well. I'm wondering if that's how it's supposed to go. Exactly. You got to have enrichment. We are essentially, plants with emotions. We got to have sunlight. We got to have water. We got to have some kind of enrichment. Or it just don't work. Like, part of my reason for having like this particular playlist is because I just need some energy. I'm so tired because my sleep schedule is so out of whack. Like, absolutely out of whack too. Like, I went to bed at a decent time. I ended up sleeping. I technically slept almost 13 hours today because I went to bed at like 11:30 for once. And apparently I slept through my alarms again. I will find you. Yeah, like I wasn't happy with it because I wanted to wake up a little bit earlier and, kind of be able to do things. I lose my mind. I realized I haven't listened to this playlist in a while, and I know that's kind of part of the reason. So, this is supposed to be like a feel good, fun playlist. Mix of all kinds of EDM just to get some good energy, good positive vibes. I feel like we were just talking about downfalls of waking up late. We were over the weekend during the D&D game. I mentioned how like if I wake up late at a certain time, I feel like I've wasted the day. And so my ADHD ass goes, well, might as well not do anything because we've wasted the day. But then that same ADHD ass, you know, gives into sleep rebellion where it's just like, oh, it's nighttime. Nobody can bother me. I can do whatever I want. The catch 22 is obnoxious. Just like we could probably do some work. No. Work is day. Play is night. Apparently that's how brain work. I lose my mind. I think that's how it's supposed to go. Because then that gives it the illusion that it's full of water too. Okay, I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going with this. Sweet. No work, just play. Welcome to the brain of ADHD, where you need structure, but the moment someone tries to give it to you, you rebel. Oh, by the way, Mari, um, there's a list of fun commands to play with while you're here. I always forget to introduce that. Feel free to have fun. And if you're into tabletop role playing games, I do have a dice roller! Exclamation point dice roll. One word. we need to clean this one? Yes. That one anyway. And we have a fountain. Look at that. That's a cute little fountain. I like that. Ta-da. That'll be fun to paint. All right. Let's check you off so I can help keep track of all of this. All right. Next, I think we're going to do this little trebuchet. To get to you. Okay, it is not this one. It's none of these. And it's none of these. So it is another one. Set those to the side. Pick these up. Okay, it is this one. To you. All right. So, looks like it is this piece. God, I hope it's that piece. It says it's only these 3 pieces, so. To you. All right. That's 1 piece. I gotta stop saying that. I swear to God, if Luffy comes crashing through my fucking door, and if you get that anime reference, we can be best friends. Just saying. I don't need some rubber boys come screaming through my door saying they're going to be the Pirate King. Come on. There we go. Now, oddly enough, it is just these 3 pieces. Which, I'm not complaining. Just saying. One Piece is fun, and I'm upset at myself that I haven't kept up. I stopped watching at the Wano arc, and I know I'm a ways behind from there. I've been slowly keeping up, like via pop culture, just looking up stuff. But still, I'm kicking myself. But it's like an ADHD thing for me. I'd love to be able to read more books and watch more movies and TV series, but I feel like I could be doing a lot more productive stuff with my time. Stuff that's more engaging like this, or playing games where, I have to press buttons to do things and think. So like I think the last time I sat down and watched something, it was because I was so bored out of my mind and I was just like, I have to do something, but I don't want to do anything else. I didn't want to work on anything. I didn't want to. So I was like, I'm fine. Okay, I'm going to watch something. And then I ended up binge watching like 3 seasons of something. Ooh. Okay. Man, excuse you. Don't lie to me like that. Say you're on and then just drop. Jesus. There we go. All right. That's done. Sweet. Check that one off. Just to keep the list tidy. All right. So that is 2 props. Oh no, there's a lot more to this. Never mind. Fuck. You should look on the back page, Axel. Okay, never mind. There's a little bit more, and that makes me happy. Aha, so you are a part of that. So, I take it you're pretty caught up on One Piece, Mari? I also assume the sailor in your name is a reference to Sailor Moon, which is also a delightful series. Both the would it be a remake? I guess it would be like a remake or a remaster. Both the OG and that. That or I'm completely just talking out of my ass. I guess reboot. I don't know how different it was. I just know it brought like a new generation of fans of Sailor Moon, which I'm totally here for because Sailor Moon is a super awesome series. Okay, Mari. So, who's your favorite One Piece character and who's your favorite Sailor Moon character? I is curious. 14. Okay. I see how I'm going to do this. And it's going to make me cry. Ugh. Terrifying. Mm-hmm. And then wait. Oh, that's also the anchor. Oh, you cheeky. That's clever. That is clever. Okay, so there's a handle here in the center of this crossbow that they also use as an anchor point to keep this together. That is clever. Oh, I like that. Nami is your fave. That's a good one. She's a good character. I like that she's like one of the only few characters who can just unironically kick Luffy's ass, which is good. You need a good character that can, you know, put the protagonist in their place. I have to my favorite One Piece character from the Straw Hat crew. The first name that comes to my head is Zoro. Like when I'm thinking about the crew, Zoro. Jinbei is a close second. I will say, like some off characters that I really like. Is it Ivan Even? Ivanko? I think that's correct. He was cool. My favorite villain so far, though, has been Crocodile. And to talk about Sailor Moon, I love Usagi. She is like a whole mood, and I relate. In the name of the moon, I am tired. I completely forgot I was wearing that shirt. True. See? See? The most relatable character in Sailor Moon is Usagi. That's like my opinion, man. How does this fit? I see the nodule. I know it's supposed to go on this side, but it's like at an angle. Is that sloped? It is sloped. Okay. Now I know which way it needs to go. I thought I knew which way it needed to go. I feel like that's correct. Okay, that's how it goes. Just gotta play around till it works. All right, I'm gonna let that cure before I fuck around with the actual bow part. Okay. So yeah, no, that's essentially done. Ah, that's supposed to represent. Okay, okay. I see how this is supposed to go. Oh, that's clever. I like that. Sweet. And we have a harpoon. Is there a different name for that on land? Because it's a harpoon on a boat. I might want to look that up later. All right. That's another piece done. I do believe next we're going to do the woman ghost. There's so many pieces in the stretch goal boxes. Miss Woman Ghost, where are you? B4 and B5. But do I need B5 before? And yes, that was my attempt at a very bad pun. Okay, this is B4. Come on. Come on. Thank you. B4. Thank you. Thank you, Eli. Thank you. Timing perfect. For the sad pun. Come on. There we go. Okay, that is B5. Which connects to B4. How, though? Is the question. Working with clear plastic. Is that it? That looks close. I do need to clean up this burr. It's okay. I got a real good pun coming up, Eli. Ooh. Gothita. That's a fun Pokemon. I think I already got one, though. Oh, I'm positive, Eli. I'm positive. I got a great pun coming up. gonna figure this out. Something does not seem right here. But that. Come on. Oh, why do I have to have a hobby that I enjoy that uses tiny things for my big ass hands? Okay, I do believe that might be it. This is gonna get messy. Oh, this is gonna get so messy. Okay, we're gonna let you cure. That way I don't get more glue on me. Next piece is B2, which is right here. It's part of her dress. Set that down. Among the stars. Don't know what's safe to touch. Okay, that needs to dry. And then her arm, which is B1. And then obviously a base. She gets one of these bases. Aha, there's her arm. Which is underneath here, kind of going back. Okay. I see how this is supposed to go. All right. Yeah, this will be interesting. Just a dab, just a touch of glue. That's all we need. gonna have to hold this piece before so it'll actually adhere. Mm-hmm. Working with these tiny pieces. Stop moving, Axel. Stop moving! Dagnabbit. Here's the fun part of this. I have to hold completely still and let the glue cure. By the way, Eli, how's your speaking of migraines from before, how are you doing? Okay. Okay. I just need you to chill. And we need a base. Which one do I want to use? Well, her code identification was B, and this one is B3. So we're going to go with that. Let's keep it in the alphabet. Doing a lot better. Still sensitive to it, acting like it's going to come back. Okay. I'm glad that it is. It didn't get worse. That's what's important. You know, I deal with migraines too, so never a fun time. Okay. This is the last piece. Her little base. I think what we're going to just do is we're just going to put a obscure amount there and just set her down. Still down. Yeah, well, there's always next time. It's better that you take care of yourself and not stress yourself out more with like excess noise and all of that. I mean, I feel you. I feel the same. I wish we could have got to play more Saturday, but you know. And look at that. She's done. Oh, wait, you can't look because it's Invisible Mini. That's the pun. Haha. I'm holding nothing. See? Nothing in my hand. All right. She's done. Yeah, you lie. Yeah. You know what? I do not have the energy for your negativity today. All right. So that was 2 props down. I think we're going to do the flesh golem next. So let's check him off. This is a fairly big mini. I'm going to set that back there, and all of his stuff should be... It's not that one. It's this one. Do. Yes. Right. B6 is the first one. Looks like the torso. So let's go on and knock this bad boy loose. Bring out your dead. Torso. It sounds like the old like announcer from Street Fighters. Round 3. Okay. So a leg is supposed to attach to that? Ah, okay. That's the detail I needed to see. There it is. All right. Yes, that's the way. So, this is the way. B5. Give me that leg. I love legs. You know, what a wonderful evolution. The ability to be an apex predator through walking. The question is, which leg is this? It is most definitely the left leg. Left, right, left. So, instructions unclear as to how it adheres. So, let me double check this before I start just putting stuff. It really just, Interesting. All right. It just wants me to plop this sucker in here. Some bitch. All right. Let's go. Another leg, which is B1. Not to be confused with B2 or A2. Yay for obscure video game references. Although it's not really obscure, just might be obscure to some of the people in this chat. this one does the same thing. It just goes right inside the fleshy torso bit. Except it's being weird. I think that's how it's supposed to go. At least that's what's making the most sense right now. Okay. We're going to roll with that. We're going to run with that. And that mini's going to run with those legs. Is it B8? Yes. B3. Aha, that's the back. Which hopefully just goes, right? It'd be lovely if it just works. My God, it does. All right, sweet. Let's just glue her up. We have a torso and legs. Is this what young Frankenstein felt like? What a great movie. Igor. And what was the name of the brain that you brought to me? Oh, I don't know. Try to remember. Abe. Abe sounds right. And what was the last name? Normal. An Abe Normal. You mean to tell me that I've put an abnormal brain... What was I doing? I was vibing and got distracted. That's a whole mood. No, that's an actual quote from Young Frankenstein with, fuck. My brain just blanked on the actor's name. He was also Willy Wonka in the OG movie. Fuck. Can't remember it. It'll hit me at the randomest time. Gene Wilder, yes. The man, the myth, the legend, Gene Wilder. That's looking at the front. How does this go? It goes to the back. It goes to the back. But how does it go to the back? I get that it's part of the back. Eh. Back to you. How do you go? Like so? Ah, you've got a big old hunchback, is what I'm looking at there. Okay, I get you. I see what we got to do here. Yeah, you are just like hobbled together. And then we get the big old arm. Which goes between the two. Okay, these are some wild anchor points. Holy shit. Mm. Clean up these burrs a little bit. Wait, really? Oh, I grabbed the wrong arm. Crap. B4. Wait, B4 again? Didn't we just use B4? I'm so confused. Okay, gotta be careful because this is a pretty flimsy piece. I do not want to cut through it. There we go. This one. Hmm? How is this supposed to fit? Mm-hmm. Okay. This is a little weird. What are we supposed to do? Yeah, so the head does go on the big nodule. Oh, I see. Okay. I was being a little extra. Just a little bit. As a treat. You know? Oh, this dude's gonna be wild to paint, I realize. Come on. Give me some adheres. Why? Because this is literally just a mass of muscle and veins. So it'll be like the Necro Dragon all over again. And I'm really looking forward to being like disgusting about it. Like for those who may not who are new, I can show you. Give me 1 second. Some of my previous works. This is the Necro Dragon. Gonna try and get that on this camera first. But it's literally just this mass of bone and just sort of this constantly regenerating and decaying flesh. And it is ridiculous, and I love how it came out, especially when the paint dried. I'm gonna bring it up to the bigger camera so people can kind of see it in a better light, assuming it'll focus. So it'll be very similar, this flesh golem in this retrospect. I might go a bit harder on the blood though, because it's looking a lot more flesh, a lot more fresh. But yeah, this was a fun one. The Phoenix is still my favorite though. I absolutely love how the colors came out on that. All right. Now we get to put the club arm on. This is the party arm, right? No, 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 no. There's one more piece. The back piece, B2. And the last piece is his head. Woo! So we'll put that right there, and that's officially done. All right. this piece. How do you go? Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Something's gonna click into place here. Okay. That's supposed to go. Ah! Eureka! My man got two arms. I just realized this. Not. I thought this was just like something that was stuck in him. No, that's another arm holding on to like a really curved sickle. As my fingertips are now coated in super glue. All right. And then we got this big ass arm, which connects to. Oh no, he's using another arm as a club. I just realized that's what that's supposed to be. That's going to connect there. And that's. Oh, wow. Oh, this will be so much fun to paint. Holy Christ. It's gonna be messy. It's gonna be nasty. Mm-hmm. Are you there? Nope, not yet. Come on. Oh, this piece is being obnoxious because I can't just let it rest. Oh, are you kidding me? Come on. We're going to set you on down because this is being problematic for me. You were so quiet and still, I thought the stream froze. I'm sorry, I'm super focused. Nope. I'm trying to get this piece to adhere, and it is being problematic for me. For whatever reason, the glue is refusing to stick. Okay, we're good. All we got left is his face. I'm gonna let that finish doing its thing, though. Actually, I can hydrate. This is a huge success. What's that song from Portal? Okay. We just have to put my man's face on. Don't you hate it in the morning when you gotta put your face on for the day? Marking it down, huge success. Yes. Thank you, Eli. Go away. Okay. All right. You there? You good? Sweet. All right. We have Flesh Golem. Well, Flesh Golem, not Flesh Golem. Golem is pretty fleshy, but we are there, and this guy's going to be fun to paint when we get there. All right. The next thing we're going to make is this weird-looking plant. I'm really starting to get tired of my hair. E2. Et2 plant. Et2. what I was worried about. So let's, sometimes you got to flip it and hit it from another angle, right? Right, folks? There we go. It's important to mix it up every once in a while. Okay. All right. And E3. Oh, there was a time I wish I could go to E3. It was a time before the world went to hell in a handbasket. But okay, you go like so. Fairly simple, fairly easy enough. All right. After that, E4. This goes on the back side. Does it? Whoa! Where do you go? Ah. Wait, really? I mean, that's where it fits. All right. Like a cat. If it fits, it sits. And then we have E5, which is this one. Okay, that's how that goes. All right, going to let that do its thing, and then E1, final piece. Which goes directly on the front. I'm going to let that dry because I used a lot of glue, more than what was necessary. How goes the frost giant, Eli? Set that down there and clean up a little bit of these shavings and burrs. Goes pretty well. This axe is a bitch to paint, separate from the body due to balance issues. Fair. Fair. But I bet it'll look amazing. All right. We just need to let this thing cure. But we have this weird plant thing called identical, according to the book. Not sure what I'm going to use that for. But it's nice to have. You know, gotta have some creepy things for your players. Just sent you head so far. You sent me head? What kind of head, Eli? Dry brush just for funsies. They get paint over, but for a time being, it looks cool. I can't wait to look at it. I'm assuming on Discord. Okay. Ah, there's the notification. Ooh. Ooh. That's a good looking head. I can't wait to see what you do with the rest of it. I like the color you're going with too. All right. So that's drying. That's been marked off. And I think the last mini we're going to assemble today is going to be this paladin. This paladin's a rock, dude. This Especially 5e paladins. Fucking OP as shit. Ask me how I know. And that's also a general statement. Paladins are OP as shit. Doesn't matter what subclass you go with. They're all awesome. Oh god! Let's just lay you down. Okay? Okay. So many classes played straight, no cross class are fucking... Exactly. Exactly. Highly recommend. It's one of the reasons why I will probably not multi-class with my barbarian, because just running it as is has been so powerful. Okay. That is D1 of the paladin. Now we need D4. I'm assuming everything is just going to be here. So looking for a leg. Two. D4. Aha. I love my crossboy. He'd be so much more intimidating if I wrote. I know you're a fighter cleric. Oh, if your dice weren't being silly little goobers. But you know, sometimes that's how they play. Sometimes the dice just go, this character's going to be a silly, goofy little goober. And you just got to kind of accept it. Think you can call it night? Need to consume some food? Get some food, dude. Go on and lurk. Yeah, that's how that's supposed to go. Put a little dab of glue. Mm-hmm. Nope. Come on. Yeah, this is an older paladin, too. Hmm. Oh, he's got a cape? You kidding me? He fucking does. I'm so here for cape. I think as a society, we need to bring back cloaks and capes. Just saying. You know, I think it'd be neat. Chucking hazard? Choking hazard? What choking hazard are you talking about? Look, unless you're a superhero, you ain't gotta worry about shit. This ain't no Incredibles. Okay, how is this supposed to go? Like so, but it's not. Mm, mm. Okay. This will be interesting to paint. And then D3 is his other arm. Ah, there it is. Okay. My man got some fucking pauldrons on too. Really embracing that like paladin fantasy. Sometimes you gotta overcompensate with your armor. Sometimes you have to show what an actual 18 plus 20 AC looks like. Behold, this paladin forged in fire and dragon scale. Roll initiative. Paladin goes first. So, fam. Rolls dice. Does a 35 hit you, Eli? Rogue. Okay, you're rolling with advantage with a sneak attack. Give me your total. 52 to hit. It misses. All right, that's a Palydon. And now, what we need are bases. We need a base for the Flesh Golem and a base for the Paladin. I think the plant gets one too. Based on its shape, it looks like it has space for a small one. Now I gotta remember which box had all the bases. Fuck. Is it box 2? It was box 2. Sweet. Figure out what I want to use for. I think we're gonna pull from this one still. Those down there. But yeah, we got a little paladin man charging with his little sword, looking cool. And then this weird fucking plant, weird tentacle plant. Then our flesh golem. This fucking mighty ass club. This is gonna be so much fun to paint. So much fun. Kinda wish the booklet went over all the bases. Like what the options were and maybe what they're supposed to be for. Some of these little minis are going to be awesome. Because in the later boxes, we start getting into a lot more like NPCs or like things you can put in front of a player. Like a battle mage, the paladin we're doing, a dragon huntress. Obviously, they're using like generic words and names because copyright is nonsense. But like thief, an iron golem. There's a Jin. Oh, can't wait. Can't wait. If you believed in the night, just go and glow. Leave that wall behind. Box 3. Oh, leave it all behind. In box 3, there's a barbarian, a male barbarian who looks like Thor from God of War Ragnarok. I'm totally going to try and paint him like that. No joke. Into the night, they sit up at glow, leave our woes behind. Think it you might. Trying to decide what I want to use. Obviously, I need the big one for the golem because that's a large creature and I need a large base. There we go. Okay. Just wanna let it right. There's a lot of detail on these bases. Some of them are like, they look like they have magic sigils and runes. Some of them look like they have plants and flowers and stuff. Some of them look like they've got shit like around them that's been like left behind, like remnants of stuff. So it's hard to decide what I want to use. Because if they have detail, I kind of want to paint them. I want them to do something. But I don't want, like, so this weird tentacle plant is going to take up the entire base, so it's not going to show a whole lot. But I want a base that makes sense for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking of using one of these ruined magic ones for the paladin because there's a point when paladins have an aura. You know? It'd just be cool to have. I like to think of those little details because for me, they make it more interesting. They give a bit more depth. You know? Oh, I'm not done. I don't know why I'm bothering with that. Balls. I don't know what to do. Yeah. I'll use this for the pally. That'll be the paladin's base. And Larg. What do I want to use for the plant? Because it's this weird, like in my head, this is something that the players are probably going to fight. Like it eats people. It's got this weird shape. These tentacles obviously move and do stuff. So I want that to kind of reflect still. Even though you won't see it. Because the plant literally takes up the whole thing. And I'm not gonna, it's not like you can remove it once I've glued this thing down. I'm overthinking this. I am overthinking this. I'm thinking of aesthetics that aren't going to be seen at all or matter. So, like, just going to get the flattest base possible so it can sit pretty flush, and that'll be the end of it. Way to sound like my Nana. Whenever she was like frustrated or angry and she was sort of ranting, she would like make a statement and then it would always end, and that'll be the end of it. Okay. So now that I have bases down, oh my god, get back in the box. Please. There we go. Alright. Put that over yonder. These I do not need. Hey, gang, guess what? Guess what? Look at this. Eh? 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 I was at first base, now I'm at second. Oh, now I'm at third base! I'm here all week, folks. All right. We are here. We're at the home stretch. We are also almost 2.5 hours into this stream. So, this is what I'm going to do. I want to take a little break. I want to rehydrate. I want to get myself together. And then we're going to get these primed. We're going to get these minis primed, and that way next week they will be ready for the paints. Going to get pretty deep in the paints. After I finish taking off this burr, because it's pretty excessive. I don't like it. There we go. All right. All right, my friends, my foxy frosty friends. I'm going to take a quick break. So, you all just vibe out, enjoy the pictures of the minis, and I will BRB, okay? So, y'all just chill. See you in a minute. All right, my frosty, foxy friends, I'm back. Yeah, I'm at the best second time of my life. Okay, I love this track, so I've got to replay it. So I'm sorry, but hey, I'm back. I'm stretched. I'm hydrated. I got a snack. I got some protein. We are ready to start priming, baby. So let's get into it. Thank you, Eli. I appreciate that. Time of my life. When I heard this mashup, I was just like, I'm in love. Hey, Samurai! Welcome to the club. How you doing, buddy? The best fucking time of my life. I have the theme from Welcome Back, Kyle. Nice. All right. So, I was kind of sad when I heard it, only because I got excited expecting Eiffel 65. Oh, I'm sorry, Eli. I'm sorry. But I love this match. It's so good. It's so good. You doing all right, Samurai? I'm doing pretty good. I'm very happy to be doing Monday Mini Time. Also, before Monday Mini Time happened, I went solo flawless in Trials. I finally fucking did it. Not Warhammer. I do generic fantasy minis, Pathfinder, Dungeons and Dragons. So the story here is that several years ago, I backed several Kickstarters. One of them was a Kickstarter called Dungeons and Lasers by Archon Studios. The big thing about them is that they have 3D printed terrain. So I have like 24 square feet of 3D printed terrain. And then there were several tiers that you could back at that would give you minis and props and other little terrain pieces. Dude, sick. Good job on the solo loss. Thank you. It was a fucking nightmare. I got to the very end and I had basically a full mercy card and I lost my forgiveness, like both of them, and it was the final thing, and finally it went. And so it was stressful. But did it, so I'm gonna farm the card later. But to this, so you could back 3D printed terrain, and then there were higher tiers where there was excess minis if they hit certain goals and all that shit. So I backed one of the highest tiers, and I have 24 square feet of terrain for playing D&D or Pathfinder or whatever. I can build scenes, and then it came with all these minis, all kinds of like stretch goals where. Let me tilt that. Where it comes like one of these boxes. All of these are minis, each and every single one of these, and you assemble them, paint them, prime them, whatever you want to do, like that. Let me show off some of the prior ones we did, because part of this kit also came with like big minis, like dragons and things. I'll show you a couple of my favorites. So this is Freyr, the Stormbreaker. And I'll switch to the single cam because it seems to show off a lot better. And I assembled this mini and painted it. So this was one of the first that I did. Then there's this guy called the Dragon of Schmargenrog. I didn't come up with the name. That's what they named it because they can't, copyright things. But it's a dragon that's wearing other dragon bones as part of its lore. Let me put these back. Whoops. Grab this one. Grab this one. Okay, and then we have this Necro Dragon that I absolutely love doing. It's like a dragon that's constantly regenerating. That's the lore I came up with it, because it's mostly bone and then just rotting flesh and blood. And then this was one of my favorite pieces. It was a phoenix. It is a phoenix. But because fire is a spectrum and different waves of heat, I wanted to do a rainbow phoenix. And it is wearing like golden armor that is singed, and it also has this cute little mask that is supposed to be a part of it. But yeah. So those were some of the big pieces that came along with it. And there's a few others. There's some giants and trolls and other cool things. And that's what Monday Mini Times is. Especially, thank you. I'm very proud with how the Phoenix came out. Like, I'm proud of every single one, but the Phoenix, because it's so many layers and colors, I was worried how it would come out. But just to, show off what we've done recently, a couple streams ago, we did this giant with his little goblin friend. He's got a cape and everything. I wanted to do a marbled stone giant, and that's what sort of inspired the colorations here. And then the little gobbo friend with the matching cape and kilt, so to speak. We also have a troll, which I really like how he turned out. Yes, he has a whole ass cow because he's hungry and he's gonna have some burger and ground beef. But just a lot of little detail that came through I really enjoyed. One of the prop pieces I did was this big old egg. And what I really like about it, other than the simplicity of just gold and black and the I don't know what to call it, but because I switched the, like up here it's pops out the detail, so I made that gold and the recess black, and then on the bottom I made the pop out black and recess gold. But he does have the meat, but it pops open, and I plan on using that as a little plot device at some point for some friends for a game. But this was a lot of fun. This molten fire elemental. And he's got that molten splat on the ground too. So move over. Just a lot of really gorgeous colors, and I know when I get the chance I'm going to upgrade my cameras to hopefully something better. So we'll see what happens. Thank you. So I decided, just to sort of kick myself in the ass to get these done, because they've started showing up, to do Monday Mini Time, where I assemble them, paint them. We can talk RPG shop. We can talk, painting techniques, all kinds of little fun things. I'd love a suggestion. Hopefully it's within my budget. But yeah, send me a DM. Send me a direct message on Twitch. If you have a link. I'm going to transition back to this camera. But yeah, so I came up with Monday Mini Time as a way to, one, start getting these minis done, and two, because they started showing up. I backed several years ago like 4 or 5 different Kickstarters that would either give me terrain for tabletop games or minis. And they're starting to be fulfilled, and this is going to be a lot of minis really quickly. I think the math I did, as far as like actual miniatures, like these things, almost 1,000 different minis total. Like, it's a lot. So I'm going to be stacked. That should be enough. But we've assembled these ones, and now we are getting ready to prime them, so next week, next Monday mini time, I can paint them. All right, I will definitely check it out in a bit. I just realized I need a little bit of water. Good thing I have plenty here. All right. And I need some paper towels. Oh, I'd forget my head wasn't already attached. Anyway, so that's what all this is. I like to think of it as a bit of just time spending with the community that I've curated. If you have your own minis you want to paint and work on, that's totally what we're here for. It doesn't even have to be that. It could be cosplay. It could be another hobby that you enjoy. Or you could just have me on in the background while, you're doing things around the house. It's supposed to just be a chill, fun time. Good vibes. That there, and you too, because I'm done with all these. Because now we're going to prime these. I'll be honest, I can't remember if I've ever used minis for my TTRPGs. Tend to use a battle mat and tokens or just Theater of the Mind. I enjoy Theater of the Mind for certain things. But when it comes to like combat or like really specific scenes, I enjoy having the miniatures as placeholders because then the players have something they can sort of imprint their imagination onto. Not everything has to be super perfect or hyper detailed. It just has to be enough, kind of like the catalyst for the players to then be able to visualize. And what I enjoy about using the mats in 3D terrain is that then I don't have to focus heavily on, okay, so NPC is 30 feet away from you, player 1, and player 2, you are actually 45 feet away at an adjacent, like I don't have to focus on that. You can see it. So then I can focus on other things that would be more narrative driven, more details that the players could pick up on while they can visually see, oh, I'm this far away, while they're plotting their next move. I look at it more of a convenience, which I really do enjoy. So. Kind of want to use minis, but I get a little picky. I kind of want to get minis that are at least somewhat close to what my PCs are, and it bugs me if it's nowhere. That's fair. I actually have minis from many different brands, and it's because I use them as different stylizations to help drive the narrative of why they look the way they do. So it's not that I'm picky, it's that, how do I want to articulate that? Like, I enjoy using the different stylizations as a narrative piece. So like for me, goblins can look different. I have Reaper goblins, I have official like Wizards of the Coast goblins, and they all have different looks. For that specific reason. My worlds are vast and big, so I can get away with that. That is too small for you. So time to get dirty. Come on. Come on, fingers. Okay. We're just going to let that top cure. Anyway, typically that's what Monday mini time is. It's usually on Mondays, but last week's was canceled because it was the end of the season and I wanted to do my comp grind. But the minis that we're doing for this massive stretch kit are we're doing a couple prop pieces, a fountain and a ballista. A ghost lady who honestly the paint job's already immaculate on her because I'm just perfect, you know. I'm surprised the camera's even picking her up. The invisible ink is just, you know, on point. But we also have a paladin, this strange tentacle creature, plant, and then a mighty flesh golem. So I'm looking forward to adding details. I'm going to be doing a Star Wars D20 Sega game kind of soon. You mentioned, I recall that. And as much as I want to use minis, I don't think there's any to go with my idea. Don't be too surprised. The studio that we're currently working on, Archon Studios, who did this Dungeons and Lasers, they do have a science fiction, a sci-fi section. Highly recommend checking them out because, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be close enough. Perfection is the killer of everything we really want to do. And as somebody who has like hardcore neurospiciness going on, believe me when I say that. So yeah, Monday mini time is a way for me to build minis, have a good time with the community. Um, it's also very zen. I really do enjoy doing this kind of stuff. And low key, I'm getting it done. So, very important. I tell you the campaign idea I had. You did not. Just that you were interested in running a game, specifically the Star Wars one. But I am curious. I am always curious. I really want you to get in those crevasses. Crevasses. We are coating everything. Glaze this mini like a donut. Mm-hmm. Okay. We're going to let that cure. Now, for anybody who's tuning in, anybody who's watching, we are just priming. We've assembled, and now we are priming, so that way next week, when the coat is fully set, we can start painting. Oh, that's an eyeball on this thing. Yeah, this is going to be a problem for some players. I see that now. Set that over there. The Ballista. I miss Ballista, my character. She was such fun and an absolute interesting character. I don't want to say she was a delight. She was kind of a hard ass. So basically, okay, story time. So basically, the idea was that there's some weird energy thing that happens that causes people to get teleported over from this universe over to Star Wars. And not only does it change them into near humans, that they can pick the cosmetic mechanical change thing, but they get dropped off on Alderaan about a year before A New Hope. So they have to figure out a way home. Interesting. Interesting. So what I'm hearing is people get isekai'd. Doesn't that sound familiar, Eli? And then they gotta deal with the problems. I support this. I'm here for it. I support this. I hope it's a fun time, and I definitely look forward to hearing more. More shenanigans, because that's really why we play these games. Rude. Oh, FYI, Samurai, and Mari, if you're still hanging out in chat, um, this is my tunes playlist. I usually bounce between this for Monday Mini Time and my actual Monday Mini Time playlist, which is more like Tavern Fantasy tracks and songs. It's stuff that I would play during an actual game. Um, I desperately needed this playlist tonight, though. So hopefully next time I'm in the mood to play the Monday Mini List playtime, because I also have this whole little spiel going on where this is also like a pseudo tavern that you can appear in. Call it the Traveling Tankard. So hopefully next time you all will get to meet the owner. Depending on how the one group does, they're all noobs as far as TTRPGs go. I might try to get another group going concurrently. If you can manage it, go for it. And then, if you're lucky, they'll be doing a bunch of different things. So you get two different flavors, which is nice. Pretty neat playlist, thank you. This is just my big EDM playlist. It has house, progressive, some D&B, and various other subgenres of what is the umbrella EDM term. Just lots of good stuff to just work to and enjoy and just have on in the background. The Monday Mini Time Tavern playlist is what it sounds like. You know, it's a lot of fantasy music, stuff you'd hear a bard play, basically. Dude. Alright, let's start getting a coat on this pally. Paladins are OP. Which is why they don't get more spell slots. I totally get it. I wish they had more, though. All the smites. That would be neat, Samurai. Thinking if everyone's up for it, getting some crossover collabs. Or, yeah. Um, there was a game that I was privy to. I wasn't playing in it. It's just I was friends with the DM who was talking about they were running a game and two separate groups, and eventually was sort of group A was finding out about group B stuff and vice versa, and eventually was leading up to a conflict between the two groups where group A was having to deal with the ramifications of group B and vice versa. It was really cool. It was really cool. Okay, we're going to let that bottom cure. I feel like if I hang from this leg, I can just paint everything on this dude. It was interesting. It was definitely interesting. But yeah, definitely keep me in the loop. I am very curious as to how your idea plays out. Um, Gendy, I'm gonna butcher his last name. Zarkovsky, Zarkovsky. He's the animator and creator for shows like Samurai Jack and Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Laboratory. He's recently Adult Swim has been streaming a lot of his content on their YouTube channel because he's releasing a new show through them and HBO called Unicorn Warriors Eternal. I'm interested in it, obviously, because this man has done so many great shows that are near and dear to my heart. But the idea of it is a campaign I've had. It's parallel, it's almost adjacent to a campaign that I've wanted to run for a while. Because the premise of the series is that there's this big evil that is eternal. It is able to show up anywhere at any point in time. And so the heroes who can defeat the evil are then essentially having their souls bound to an artifact that then finds avatars for them whenever this evil shows up. So they then continue to be there to thwart said evil. It's called Unicorn Eternal Warriors. Hence the name. I'll be keeping an eye out on it because, again, like I said, it is adjacent to an idea I've had for a story for a while now. This big meaty club. The way I said the way just meaty as a descriptor always makes me think of that episode of SpongeBob when Squidward is trying to teach them basically how to be a band. And there's that one fish who's harping on Mr. Krabs. He's blaming his claws. He's like, well, if some of us didn't have big meaty claws, we might be able to do this. And Mr. Krabs is just like, these claws aren't just for mating. And they proceed to, like, fight. I've been trying out something in D2 as I'm getting my Titan caught up. Acting on Warwick Sweet Business. Sweet Business is no longer a meme, especially after the buff that Bungie just did to it. Yeah, Sweet Business is fun. Actium War Rig definitely plays into it. Have fun with that, my man. As a Titan main, have fun with that. And in case you're unsure of what buff Bungie has done to Sweet Business, they've given it its own form of explosive payload. Like it's its own version of it. So as you fire the gun, every 20 shots, there's an explosive round that flinches the fuck out of anything it hits. And as you ramp up the gun, that number gets less, so it starts shooting more explosive rounds. Say you remember me. I need to clean up some of this. I hadn't brought my Titan through Lightfall yet. That combo makes Tormentor fights. Yes, it does. Yes, it do. Spread some of this nonsense out. Yeah, have fun with that, man. Titan is a lot of fun. Every class has its own fun like that. Hunters get Lucky Pants, which is hand cannons. Titans also have Peacekeepers, which is SMGs. You know, the little things that make certain weapons a lot more fun. Is that dry? That is dry. So now I can do the rest of you. Ah. Oh well, it's fine. Get a little paint on you, get a little messy. Oh, go there. Stay. Mind your business. All right. Tipper, you done good fucking night, Tube. Do something with yourself. God damn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's done. All right. Alrighty. Pally, is there a part on you that's dry? Yeah, dry enough. Such detail. Much wow. No, that's actually something I'm really impressed about this set. The details on these minis is ridiculous. Like absolutely unnecessary. They went hard and I'm not complaining about it. All right, all we have left is this leg. not just letting them cure for a little bit. And going back over, need to do the sides of these. There we go. All right. We are primed. Oh, now to let them cure. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I was about to grab the ghost lady with like my all painted hand. That'd have been bad. You are fine as you are. You are supposed to be that color. You are not supposed to have any paint. And I'm not interested in making you spookier, because that was complicated. I may have started getting myself back into Pokemon trading card game as well. Hey man, trading card games are lit. I still have all of my old cards. Part of the reason I got out of it was just because it was so hard to keep up with. But it was a lot of fun. I have Pokemon cards, I've got Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I've got Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering was where my heart and soul really was. But that was brutal to keep up with, because it was just like, you'd have a set, and there was usually like 3 or 4 sets in a block. Like that would span like a year or two. And then once you got past that, it was a new set, new block, and everything else was basically like out. You couldn't take it to tournaments. So it was just like, this is a lot to keep up with. So I built the decks that I wanted, and I'm just happy with how they are. If people want to challenge me and then be like, your decks are OP, it's just like, okay, sorry. Outside of playing a little online play recently, I hadn't played since the 90s. Didn't keep up with it because I didn't have anyone to play with. That's the other thing. Having people to play with. I had a group of people where it's just like we were young adults with jobs and we were always hanging out with each other. So it was just like, hey, this is fun. Let's keep doing it. And so we always had each other to play with, and we would build themed decks that we felt matched us. Tried Magic and couldn't get into it. That's valid. That's valid. I liked the complexity of the build crafting. So my old Pokemon cards, that's same. I still got all mine. All right. Put that away. So I am thinking for the flesh golem, because that's what it's supposed to be. It's essentially a flesh golem. I'm going to try my new special effects set on it next week, because we've got some interesting colors happening with this alone, specifically like the dried blood, fresh blood, rotten white, and vomit colors. If I can get some good layering, some good details, oh, this will be ridiculous. Actually be able to use you. I wanted to use you for the dragon, but it was hard. It was difficult. Can't forget the blood for the blood god. I'm almost out. Oh. Why does the god of blood need more blood, you may ask? Because fuck you, that's why. Track currently playing made you think of nightclubs in Mass Effect? I get the vibe. The artist is Fair Play, and the song is called Piara. I'll just type that out. double check that spelling. Double checking. Yep. Yep. That's the track. That's the artist and the name. It's specifically the live edit version. So you're welcome. I want to figure out how people can like they can request songs and can see the song information on Spotify. That's one of my short-term goals coming up, to look into seeing how that's done so people can see what's playing. But my concern is I don't know if it's through Nightbot, if it's through Streamlabs. Because if it's through Streamlabs, I don't use that version of OBS. I use literally OBS, the non-Streamlabs version. But yeah, if you want to know a song, just ask. For now, I'm more than happy to share. That off while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I stopped using the Streamlabs OBS after the whole fiasco with the OBS. Yeah, that's fair. I still have certain things set up with it because you can use it for like links and stuff, which is nice. But like the website, you can go to the website and set up things and set up widgets and sounds and stuff that you can then use in just OBS. So that's about it. I do like some of the streamlined functionality. Like if you pay for their subscription, you get access to certain widgets and stuff, and just like themes and overlays. But, you know, you have to spend money on that. Which I totally understand. I get it. But I also like the creative process. Like a friend of mine introduced me to a program that I now use to make my current like scene transitions and you know, my BRB and all that stuff. So I like the creative process in doing that. It feels natural. It feels more authentic. It's part of the reason why I do get a little upset. I do have artists that occasionally like either follow me or they'll reach out on Discord or they'll come into my chat and solicit their services, and it's just like, I didn't ask. I'm sorry. I appreciate the grind, but you know, I didn't ask. You're soliciting your services on my live stream. That's kind of a no-no. To be fair, I did pay money for my overlay, but I want to get into doing my own. And there's nothing wrong with either of those. Whether you're paying a content, whether you're paying someone for the content you're using, or you make it yourself. I'm just personally in a situation where it's just like, sure, I could probably use this money to get emotes, or I could use this money to get overlays done, or I could use this money to buy food. Which one of those is a little bit more important? So I'm not saying either paying somebody or making your own is they're equal. It's whatever's best for you. So, but I don't exactly have a budget that can afford to pay an artist what they're actually worth for that kind of work. And that's my biggest gripe on it. That's the reflection on me. I want this artist to be able to get their compensation, because I too do art. I consider this art. I do writing. I do drawing. I also, it's also a little bit of an ego thing, a pride thing in that regard for me, because I know Photoshop and most modern day programs that people use to create art. And so I'm fully capable of doing this myself. I just need to make the time to do it. And that's like the biggest thing with someone with ADHD is time management fucking sucks. Unless there's a deadline, then they crank it the fuck out. But and it has to be a deadline they didn't give themselves, because then their brain just overrides it. It's just like, why? But if we do it, we get a reward. We could have the reward now. Shit, you right. So, but yeah, no, artists should be paid. I'm fully, I just don't have the budget for it. I'm also fully capable of doing it, and I have a specific style in mind. Like I said, I appreciate the grind, but a lot of the artists that I've also checked out, they're doing like the Twitch streamer thing. Like, there's so many Twitch streamers who have the same kind of aesthetic look. I don't know if y'all know me that well just yet, but I'm a goofy fucking dude. I want something silly and cartoony and just lighthearted. Not this like hype, not like this cartoonified version of you or your avatar with these big bold lines. Like it doesn't match my energy. They're with you, just don't feel as creative. Need to make work of it though. I want to get to know Photoshop too. The best advice, Jack, the best advice I can give you about any program like that is that it's not what it's called, it's what it does. There are so many ways, literally hundreds to thousands of ways to meet the same goal through those programs. The other bit of advice is that there are also so many tutorials online. You can find a tutorial for almost anything. Even if it's not your program directly, you can translate it fairly easily by going to the first part. It's not what it's called, it's what it does. Just messing around. I almost got in a fight with my teacher because I took graphic design as a school credit. And the reason I say I almost got into a fight because we were given a test. And it was complete this, whatever. And I did it my way. And then when I turned it in, I was like one of the first students to turn in the paper. I, at the time, made the mistake of admitting that I didn't follow the rules, because there were apparently rules we had to follow. So the teacher was just like, okay, well, this doesn't count. Go redo it and do it the way the rules tell you. And I was like, why? I've completed the project. And it's exactly the parameter, like it's what it's supposed to be. And he was like, doesn't matter, go redo it. So I putzed around for another 10, 15 minutes, reprinted it out and turned it in and just kept my mouth shut. And then I got an A. But like, it didn't, in my head, it didn't matter, like the process, as long as it was completed. And it looked like it was supposed to. And that's the power of those kinds of programs like Photoshop, Corel, all of that stuff. Which, by the way, you mentioned you very much like Humble Bundle. Sometimes they have programs like that. That's where I got my version of Corel and Photoshop from. So keep an eye on that. That's also where I got software programs for working with like video editing and music editing. And being able to compose and arrange music too. I've got all that shit, and I have all of the skills and knowledge to do it. It's just I gotta do it. That's really the only problem. But to the point, the story is it's not what it's called, it's what it does. Play around with it, and then any tutorial that you come across, you can usually translate that to the program you're using and just go, have fun. Do I want to paint the bottom of you? I don't think I do. In hindsight, later, I did learn. I kind of figured out why the teacher wanted me to do it that way specifically. And it's because there are usually rules in the world. It's just like you want to be able to show your work and make that work consistent. But for a school grade, I was just like, it's just a project. And most of the world usually doesn't care about the process. They just want a result. Well, the Western world, I should say specifically. I don't want to speak on behalf of, like, anywhere else that isn't American. So yeah, highly recommend Samurai. Keep an eye out for those on like Humble Bundle. Let's see if there's any spaces I missed. Maybe I can clean up some of this excess. Yeah, I'm not worried about the bottom. Though, if you are a top, you should make sure to take care of your bottom. Welcome to the other part of Monday Mini Time where I'm just like obnoxious in that regard. Saying the weird things out of the mouth. Also, in case you haven't noticed, my streams are pretty mature content. So, 18 plus minimum to ride. Wait. Yeah, out of context, that's not great. Whoops. Hold on, I think I hear both Twitch and the FBI knocking on the door. At least you're not dealing with Wizards Hasbro, because it'd be the Plinkertons. I wish. I wish. Man, when I heard that, I had to laugh because Wizards fucked up in the first place by sending the wrong things to that content creator, to that person, and then escalated to 11 in response to their own mistake. I. Yeah, let the Plinkertons show up to my door. I promise you, it will not go well for them. Yeah, they fucked it. They really did. They really did. And then tried to go, oops. I really think, like, the good people at WotC need to just have an entire change of their management. Like, they need to push back on that nonsense. And Hasbro needs to actually step in and be like, because they're the parent company, they're what owns WotC. And they need to come in, address that, and actually get some decent people, or let the decent people there take up that management spots, because this is fucking ridiculous. Like, if there's any decent people at Hasbro, they need to come in and let the decent people at WotC, like, take over the situation, because they're losing more and more and more by every time they try to take a step forward to correct it. because they're correcting it in the wrong ways. And that's a stretch in my opinion, because I'm pretty sure a lot of what's already happened came from Hasbro in the first place. But because Hasbro is the parent company and therefore can be separated from it, they will never own up to anything. So they will never own up to a damn thing. I could add a little bit more. Also, I'd be very confused if the Blinkertons did show up, because again, this isn't even Dungeons and Dragons. It's Dungeons and Lasers by Archon Studios. And they made all their own models. They did all of this themselves. The only reason I tag in the tags Dungeons and Dragons is because that's my primary tabletop. It's not my only tabletop, it's just my primary one. Transitioning like from this corner to about there, right about there, that is all D&D books, yes. Everything beyond that are other systems. I have Legend of the Five Rings, which is a D6 system, Lockdown, a survival guide, and the player's book, the Game Master's book, which is, I think, a separate D20 system. And then Thirsty Sword Lesbians, which is a D6 more narrative-based system. What else? Technically, this corner, like from here to there, they're their own separate things. They are D&D quote supplements, but you can use them for anything. Strongholds and Followers and Kingdoms and Warfare are books from MCDM, Matt Colville, Dungeon Master, and his studio, which he's slowly being his own standalone thing, and he's made it he's not made it, he's hinted at he's interested in making his own system now because of the debacle with WotC and Dungeons and Dragons. Deep Magic Deep Magic is from Kobold Press. They're making their own supplements. They're making their own things that can be completely separate from D&D, and you can use them for that. Legendary Dragons is a book that is a supplement for D&D, but anything with a stat block can be converted. So it's not that hard. And then Anime 5e, which I'm interested in doing a game of, is from the people that did Besem, Big Eyes, Small Mouth, which was a tri-system anime-based role-playing game. They made a D20 version of their system called Anime 5e, and there's blends between it and its original founding game, which is a sort of like it's almost like Pathfinder in that regard. It's a bit crunchy because you get skill points for everything and you craft your character. So I think Anime 5e is so far removed. It just uses a D20 system, which WotC doesn't own that. You can't own a system like that. So I think it's so far removed from D&D that it just uses it as sort of like a tag. So I hope that settles a lot better. Is there any pieces, any areas that I missed? Yes. There we go. That's better. That's better. And we are looking good. All right. All right, all right, all right. Wings. Oop. God damn it. Okay. All right. I'm idling. And I apologize. I'm making NPC dialogue. Hello. What can I do for you? Anything to help you with? Stop it. I said stop. Y'all ever play World of Warcraft? If you keep poking the NPCs, they have different dialogue. And that gets progressively more irate. And then it just goes right back to hello. Oh, those little silly things. Mm-hmm. All right. Haven't played WoW since 2009. Yeah. And I'm probably never going to play it again. It's just not the same anymore. It's just not the same anymore. All right. All right, my friends. These are settling nicely. I'm very happy with how they turned out. Very happy with how they turned out. Let's show these off a little bit. Starting with our Flesh Golem, whose prime is coming up pretty well. Mm-hmm. Looking pretty swanky. I'm happy with it. Our lovely little tentacle plant. I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing, but it's going to be weird. I'm going to make it weird. You damn well bet I'm going to make it weird. Ballista. What a cool prop. That thing is huge too, by the way. Mind you, this is a standard mini beside of it. Let me position some things around on my hand. Like, fucking huge. Huge prop. And obviously our little ghost lady. She's super cute. She's fine as is. There's not going to be anything else with her. I just like trying to knock out one of the ghost ones is like my freebie. Our little paladin man who's in mid-charge with his cloak. Bring back cloaks. I think as a society we should bring back cloaks. So, and capes. And this cool little fountain. I'm looking forward to painting all of these. This is going to be delightful. This is going to be delightful. So we've got a range of complexities. You know, simple ornaments, and then I think I'll make the paladin pretty straightforward as far as coloration. The plant's going to be weird. I see that being fun and interesting because it does have like an eye on the side. So I guess we'll see what happens. The flesh golem's going to be weird. But my friends, I do believe that's where we're ending tonight's Monday Mini Time. So these are going to cure. I've got a week to really think about colors. Which reminds me, so next Monday Mini Time will be next Monday. As always, I announce when I go live on my socials. Follow me where convenient. It's always appreciated. You can also be notified whenever I go live on Twitch. Next stream is going to be Wednesday, and I've been debating on myself whether to keep doing more Destiny 2 or to finish wrapping up God of War. So, you know, whatever I go live with, it'll be interesting, and I hope to see you there. With that, we're going to see who's on to raid out. Let's see who is going on where doing what. Take it easy, bud. Great stream, and I'll catch you on Wednesday. I appreciate that, Jack. I appreciate that. Let's see who's on. Who's doing what? There are some other streams going on. Tara from Terra is currently doing her own minis. But also Lonely Tree is on. She's a VTuber. She's currently doing some artwork for herself. But she also does Destiny 2, and I'd imagine, you know, she's probably into like D&D and some other stuff. She's a new person that I'm following and I haven't rated. I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Tara from Terra, who's currently doing her own minis, or do we want to raid new friend? What are your thoughts? Okay. We can do Tara. Let's get that set up. Tara from Terra. So let's send her some love, everybody. And thank you for hanging out. Thank you for vibing with me. Y'all could be doing anything else in the world, and yet here you are, wanting to just chill and hang out. That's wild. That's wild, and I appreciate it so much. Sailor Mari, thank you so much for the follow, and I hope you enjoyed hanging out with us and the shenanigans. I do hope to see you in more streams. Thank you, Jack. You're so sweet. I appreciate it. Eli, thank you for all the silly redeems. You cheeky bastard. But my friends, yes, let's give Tara some love. She's currently working on a mini, and I really want to see what she's up to. So I'll catch y'all Wednesday. And I hope to see you in the next Monday Mini Time as well. But as always, my friends, I heart your faces. I'll see you in the next one. Later. There it is.